Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Sunderland in Football Manager 2019 and take a look at this goal by Gallagher as we go straight into the action from the games that we have been playing between episodes. And since that last insane win versus Southampton, we have played 5 games and the results have been kind of mediocre. We got a decent win versus Plymouth, the goals you saw, but then this happened, the game versus Accrington in the FA Cup. And we actually got 2 players sent off in the first half. 2 red cards, and I had to play most of the game with only 9 players on the pitch. And this is the FA Cup, and it's only the first round. And the board expected me to reach at least the 4th round in the FA Cup, which means we have disappointed the board. And if we don't win the league, we could end up getting sacked, because they are furious of that loss. Because I mean, the first round compared to their expectation of the 4th one is a big one. But yeah, after that we followed that one up with a win versus Port Vale in the Checker Trade Trophy Cup. But then the struggle continued, and we only managed to get the draw versus Wycombe in the league, and we followed that one up with a very frustrating loss versus Walsall, where we created more than twice the amount of chances as they did, with the woodwork twice, and we still managed to end up losing with 1 goal against none. After that struggle with 5 games, 2 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, we find ourselves in 2nd place in the league behind Accrington, and Accrington actually has played 1 less game, so they have the chance to increase their lead. And if you look behind us, you can tell that Barnsley is just 1 point behind us, and they too have 1 less game played. And we are playing Barnsley today, so it's a huge game. We are playing a team who's breathing down the neck just behind us with 1 less game played. This will be a very difficult game, and this actually takes place only 2 days after our last league games, so we are doing a lot of rotations, and we are not able to use our strongest team. We had to be a little bit creative, so this is going to be a very difficult one, but we have that home advantage. Hopefully we can make use of that and get back into the winning streak, because in the last 2 league games we have 1 draw, 1 loss. That's just not good enough, and I am starting fearing for my job, because as I said, the board is furious with us getting knocked out of the FA Cup, since we got knocked out like a couple of rounds earlier than they expected, and that's basically bad news for us. We have Honeyman with a throw-in, gives it away, but we get it back. Flanagan with a long cross for Morgan, and oh, it's really close, but you don't win games by being close, you win games by scoring goals, and that didn't happen. Flanagan with a throw-in for Honeyman, back to Flanagan, O'Neill. Cattermore changes flank. Here is Morgan. Video. All the way back to the defense line with Lovens, and all the way back to the goalkeeper. Guys, this is the wrong direction. I don't mind you keeping it safe, but I prefer to be around their penalty area compared to ours. Honeyman. Greg with beautiful pass to Morgan. Kind of gets out of angle, but he makes no mistake. It's the goal we needed to take the lead. And yeah, I mean, considering the results lately, as I said, I've played 5 games since the last episode, and from those 5 games I only managed to win 2. That's just not good enough, so it feels great to take the lead here. Just the moral boost we needed. We need to get back onto the winning track. Ovidio. O'Neill with a cross, but it's cleared. It goes the wrong way. But we have won it back. Flanagan on the right flank with an early cross for Morgan. And look at that. It is 2nd goal of the evening. And it's a beautiful volley. And maybe it wasn't a half volley. But as the rain pours down, I don't care, because that was another one. So let's take a look at the replay here. We have an early, really good cross here from Flanagan. And look at that. Morgan. I think it's the half volley. The keeper, he touches it, but it's just too well placed and too hard for him to be able to stop it. And remember, as I said, Barnsley is just behind us, 1 point behind us, with one less game played. This is an extremely, extremely important game for us. Really important one. We want them to stay focused now. You might be winning, but that could still change if your performance levels drop. Don't let that happen. And most of the guys agree. Yes, such an important game. And a little spoiler, Accrington, the team that's topping the table, and that's also the team that beat us 3 goals against none in the cup when we had 2 red cards, they will be the team we are playing in the next episode. So no matter what happens here today, as Gooch just hits it over, we have a huge game coming up in the next in the next episode. We are playing the #1 team, the team that scored 3 goals against us. We not only are going to be desperate for revenge, we're going to be desperate for a win, because if we lose this, I mean, they are already ahead of us in the table with 1 less game played. We could find ourselves in some serious trouble. But let's focus on this game now. And I think it's time for some subs. So let's see now. Who's having a bad day at work? My gosh, Cattermore, you're off. And as you can tell from the fitness levels here for the lads, that they are a bit tired because it is a tough schedule. Now is the question, I mean, you can go as a box to box, I guess. And then let's just take a look at fitness levels. I think Honeyman. We kind of don't have any options for Honeyman, so I guess you'll have to stay on. Yeah, I guess you'll have to stay on. Morgan's been sensational. I think we should go with... I mean, we could go with the Grigg. It's not been too bad. Actually, let's go with Gooch, just because he has been kind of crappy today. But mostly because we have Watermore on the bench, who is one of the few guys that actually is fit for today's fight. And over there, over the corner, it goes far for Grigg. And I guess I'm very, very glad that I didn't sub Willie Grigg off, because he decided to get on fire. Beautiful. So we have 3 goals up, and things is finally... I mean, this is a very important result for us. Really, really important one. I'm going to go with Honeyman. I'm going to sub somebody that's really playing this position, but we should be safe for now. So let's bring in Sterling. We have 4 players on loan, and he's kind of the guy that we never uses. So, I mean, now when we want to rest players for the Accrington game, I think this is the right choice, because there's not going to be much rest before the Accrington game. I think it's just going to be another like 2 days or 3 days, so need to stay creative with the subs. Flanagan loses possession, power into the box, and there is O'Neillan or Nian. Maybe I'm pronouncing that one wrong. So you can say yes, Luke. Luke scores, and Luke's make me happy. Flanagan for power for Luke. And beautiful finisher there. No chance at all for the Barnsley goalkeeper. And imagine, we came from a situation we've really been struggling, and then scoring 4 goals against a team that's just behind you, breathing down the neck with 1 less game. This is exactly what we needed to get a real moral boost. And of course that happened. Whenever I always this loud, actually, it's an offside. But yeah, this is exactly the moral boost we need for the Accrington game, because we as I said, we not only do we want revenge, we need to win to stay on track, to have a chance to winning the league. Oh, maybe not, maybe it didn't happen. So that's the full-time whistle. I'm extremely pleased with this result. Take a look at the league table. We are ahead of Accrington. I guess they just got a draw then. But they still have 1 less game played. So next game coming up is going to be huge. It's going to be an early league final. It's going to be the #1 and #2 teams going at it, and whoever wins will find themselves in a very good situation. But especially since Accrington have 1 less game played, we're kind of going to be desperate to win it. Because if we imagine, they will most likely win that game. And that's, if they beat us, that's 6 points. Then they're going to have 46 points, while we are stuck at 41. And Yeah, we really can't have it like that, can we? But that's it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. And I'll see you in the next episode for that big early league final.